Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. I thank you all for joining me once again. I'm going to do this video to show that I am not biased when it comes down to people who can be considered to be a part of what is called the extreme right, are doing things that are completely unethical and wrong. And what am I talking about? Well, the FBI, some of you probably have heard of this already, but the FBI have gunned down a man in Utah who was making threats to President Joe Biden. Unfortunately, he got gunned down, as I said, and this is an extreme case of people who are taking their rights and freedoms way too far. So I'm going to read you just a portion of this article, and then I'm going to get into what I clearly can see, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see as well, that there is some bias here. Because even though I'm trying to present this information to you guys without bias, I'm showing you the other side that can be extreme, which can be the extreme right, if you want to call it that. There seems to be something wrong with this picture, and I'm going to show you what I believe is wrong with this picture as we go on. So let's get right into this article here. This is a very unfortunate situation here, and this just goes to show you that people can take certain things to the extreme. The FBI gunned down a Utah man accused of making death threats against President Joe Biden during a raid on his home on Wednesday morning. 75-year-old Craig Robinson was being charged with 3 counts of interstate threats, threats against the president, and influencing, impeding, and retaliating against federal law enforcement officers by threat, according to a criminal complaint. Robinson allegedly threatened Biden this week, just days before he was scheduled to visit Utah on Wednesday. And this is supposedly what he said. Perhaps Utah will become famous this week as the place a sniper took out Biden, the Marxist, one of his Facebook posts allegedly read. In my dream, I see Joe Biden's body in a dark corner of a D.C. parking garage with his head severed and lying in a huge puddle of blood. Hurrah, another post said. I'm just reading to you the article. The information in the article is not my words. I'm reading this to you. I wish I could show it to you, but I don't have the software for that. I haven't learned how to do that yet. This, I hear Biden is coming to Utah, digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off of the M24 sniper rifle, Robinson allegedly wrote on Monday. Robinson also reportedly posted numerous photos online of the firearms he kept in a gun cache inside his house. The FBI deemed these threats credible and attempted to serve arrest and search warrants at Robinson's home in Provo, Utah, but ended up shooting and killing him around 6 a.m. local time. And that's all I'm going to read right there. You guys can read the rest of that article on your own free time. You can go to the description box below and read the rest of that article if you so want to. But it goes on to say that they had shot him and killed him because he made threats towards shooting one of these guys, so one of the FBI agents. So they shot and killed him. I'm not going to get into all the details about that because I don't know. I wasn't there. But as one particular YouTuber often says, the elephant in the room, my boy Anthony Brown Logan, that's clearly an elephant in the room here, because what I find interesting about this situation, before I get into this interesting situation, let me just back up a little bit here. Let me back up a little bit. I'm going too fast. My prayers go out to the family members who lost this man. And I hate that it ended up like this. I hate that this man lost his life. And there is a photo of, in the Breitbart News article, if you decide to go to it, there is a photo of him holding a rifle, in one particular photo, he has camouflage on. So this man looks like he's highly trained, look like he's ex-military, okay? This is a very, very unfortunate situation, and I hate that it ended up this way. So my prayers go out to the family members who have lost this man to such a tragic, tragic situation. However, getting back to this situation here that I find disturbing to me and that I find clearly biased. Now you may ask, what do I mean by bias? You should know where I'm going on this. Okay. Trump, when he was in office, that man had so many death threats, it wasn't even funny. Now, what I'm going to do, because I don't want to misquote any words that were said by Johnny Depp and other celebrities that made these kind of threats, either directly or indirectly. So I'm going to read an excerpt from Mark Dice's book, Hollywood Propaganda, which I highly recommend you guys purchase. Is very well researched. And if any of you know anything about Mark Dice, I really like the guy. I love his books. His books are easy to understand and easy to comprehend and easy to recite and easy to read. So yeah, I really love his books. And in his book, Hollywood Propaganda, he wrote a chapter dedicated to the war, what he calls titled The War on Trump. Now, let me read to you some words here that Johnny Depp had said. This is on page 38. Now, I actually saw the actual video clip of Johnny Depp saying this, but I'm going to read to you what Mark Dice placed in there. He actually copied down the words that Johnny Depp said. And he says, Johnny Depp, let me read this part. Actor Adam Pally, who starred in a time-traveling comedy series called Making History, told TMZ that if time travel were possible, he would go back and kill Donald Trump. Johnny Depp went even further, saying someone should assassinate him right now. And these apparently are his words. And I know, like I said, I saw the actual video clip. It says, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president? He asked the crowd. It's been a while, and maybe it's time, he concluded, referring to John Wilkes Booth, who was an actor killing Abraham Lincoln. Before she dropped out of the 2020 presidential race, Kamala Harris joked with Ellen DeGeneres about killing Trump if she was stuck in an elevator with him. Robert De Niro has said numerous times that he wants to punch President Trump in the face. Jim Carrey said he had a dream of murdering him with a golf club and now draws pictures almost daily. Now, this book is like from 2020, so when he says now, clearly that was back then. Almost daily, and posts them on his Twitter account, depicting Trump and those in his administration as madmen hell-bent on destroying the earth. Really? Mickey Rourke said that he wants to beat him with a baseball bat after the Iranian government put an $80 million bounty on President Trump's head, which is crazy. Think about that for a moment, people. This is the part that I try to convince people of, but I used to try to convince people of, but I don't do it anymore because I'm like, people brain dead. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm going to do my videos and move on. If God leads me to have a talk with them, a conversation with them, I have a conversation with them. But if people have closed their mind to the other side and they're not willing to listen to the other side, I don't waste my time. Why frustrate myself and make myself angry and bitter and mad and want to choke the person when they don't want to? Why go through all that? God told me don't even kick the dust off your feet. Anyway, okay, but think about that for a moment. $80 million bounty on his head. Why? Really? Comedian George Lopez responded on Instagram saying, "We'll do it for half." While hosting Saturday Night Live, comedian John Melanie, I don't know how to pronounce it, man's name, urged people to assassinate President Trump like Julius Caesar. It is a leap year, as I said. Leap year began in 45 BC under Julius Caesar. This is true. He started the leap year in order to correct the calendar, and we still do it this day, he began. Another thing that happened under Julius Caesar, he was such a powerful maniac that all the senators grabbed knives and they stabbed him to death. That would be an interesting thing if we brought that back now. I mean, it's just crazy, man. You know, it's just crazy. I mean, even that comedian Kathy Griffin, that demon had the severed head of Trump. You all remember that. Okay, now somebody may argue, well, they were just joking. Man, come on. Even if, first of all, Johnny Depp is not a comedian, so you can't say he was joking. And even if they were joking, let's be realistic. You have a lot of nutbags out there that would have taken that joke too far. Clearly, we have someone right here who has taken his so-called freedoms too far and made threats towards a sitting president. And unfortunately, it led to his death. And my point is that when these threats were made towards Donald Trump, everybody didn't take it. None of these celebrities and other people took it serious. No big deal. It's just a joke. It's nothing serious. But let someone say that about Biden or even Obama. Man, oh man. it would be over. It would be over. And that's what I wanted to put out. I wanted to put out the hypocrisy of the government and the hypocrisy and the mindset of so many people who do not realize that they're being manipulated by the mainstream media. They're being manipulated by celebrities who are to the far left. They're being manipulated by the mainstream media. They're being manipulated by government officials in ways that will blow your mind. That's what I wanted to bring out there. There is a clear bias. I've just read. I know somebody may say, "Well, you read it to us." I read it to you because I didn't want to misquote the words, so I read it to you. But it's documented. You read if you get his book, Hollywood Propaganda. He documents all his sources at the bottom of the page. Those articles are accurate articles, so he documents all of those things. And this is what was said by Johnny Depp and others. But nothing happens to him. Johnny, and I love Johnny Depp. I love him as an actor. I really do. I have no ill will towards him except what he said. Why would you say something like that about a sitting president? Whether you was joking about it or not is null and void. Why would you say something like that? Why? The 4 years that Trump was in office, what did he do that was so detrimental to this country, that was so horrible that you would even remotely make any comment about assassinating him or taking his life out? Really? What was it? What was it? What was in his policies? Name it. What was in his policies? Did we have any wars? They were saying we was going to have wars, but during the 4 years that he was in office, it never happened. Look at where we are now. You get the robots in office and they're doing exactly what the elites want them to do. I'm just saying. Got to carry on the agenda. Trump is in the way of the agenda. That's why they're pushing against him. That's why they're trying to get him out of here. He is against the agenda. Not going to go too far with that because this video might get taken down or whatever. Somebody might knock on my door. And I don't know why, because I'm not saying anything. I'm totally against that nonsense. I don't care what side you on, left or right. It doesn't make no difference. Making threats to public officials and making threats to their life is wrong, period. There's no excuse for it. It doesn't matter what side you're on. So I'm totally against it, what this man was saying about what he said. I'm totally against that. I don't justify it at all. My point in doing this video, as you can already tell or should be able to tell, is that the clear bias that has been going on. When Trump was in office, all kinds of people said all kinds of things against his life and nothing happened to them. The FBI didn't come knocking on their door. None of that. Okay? Now you tell me the justification for that. You tell me. Well, they were just joking. Bull crap. I don't believe that one thing. Give me a break with that. Just joking. Even if you were joking, like I said before, even if you were joking, you don't joke about something like that because there are a lot of unhinged people out there. Clearly, this man that got gunned down by the FBI was unhinged. He took things to the extreme. What do you think about the left? What do you think about anyone for that matter? Just saying, folks. That's what I wanted to bring out, the clear bias of our government and the clear bias of Hollywood. So that's what I want to bring out. But once again, in this video, that's a tragic situation. It's unfortunate, and my prayers go out to the family of the deceased individual. So I just wanted to put that out there. What do you guys think about this situation? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.